Hello everyone, welcome to USTM Podcast. I am Niharika Saikya, Assistant Professor, University School of Law and Research, USTM. Today we are gathered here to discuss about a very special and most demanding course of USTM, that is law, its future prospects, career opportunities, the importance of legal education in India, everything we will discuss in this podcast. So for this we have invited a very special guest, that is Professor Subhram Rajkhowa sir, Senior Professor of University School of Law and Research. So I would like to welcome Subhram Rajkhowa sir in our podcast.
Hello. It's indeed a very important occasion for us to discuss about the present state of legal education in the country, and in particular how the USTM through its USLR, that is University School of Law and Research, has been endeavoring to play an important part in contributing to the arena of law and legal education. If I am to mention, in India there are 1,721 law schools throughout the country. These can be segregated into three parts. Certain Uber law schools, say for example, the Jindal Law School and the law school which has recently come up in Goa under the auspices of the Bar Council of India. Then there are the law schools which have been set up by the Bar Council in association with different states, and the law schools, they have 27 in number. These are, although they are named as national law schools, they are managed or under the control of the state government. And the third category of law schools are the traditional law schools, which are affiliated to the respective universities, and they number almost 1,700 in all. So these law schools, however, have a structure of curriculum which is governed by the Bar Council of India. And in this respect, the USLR has come up with a structured curriculum as mandated, but it is being revised from time to time so that it is updated and kept at par with different law schools as well as the needs of the society. Say for example, we have since day before yesterday a new set of laws repealing the Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure and the Evidence Act. Now the USLR is very much engrossed so that we can, from the coming session, inculcate the students in the new set of laws as well as provide adequate guidance to the present set of students to meet the changes as to how they should respond to the requirements of the state as well as the country.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with the these three new laws in India. So, sir, next I would like to ask you about the importance of legal education in India and what's the current scenario of our education system according to you.
Thank you. It's really a good question that you have posed. Law determines the everyday life of each and every individual. It is being said that law involves or starts from the cradle to the grave. Once a baby is born, or in fact even before a baby is born, law comes into play. And even if a person dies or when a person dies, how the corpse has to be treated, whether it is in a dignified manner or undignified manner, that also involves law. Now, so far legal education is concerned, as you have asked, what is the significance of legal education? If you look at the significance of legal education, particularly in the context of USLR, we have to keep in mind that it is benchmarked on certain criteria. Legal education that we offer in USLR is benchmarked on the best in the country. So we strive to provide or inculcate students not only with the law as such, but the social environment, so as to inculcate in them a feeling of responsibility, so that when they grow up or when they pass out, they can share their knowledge and expertise that they gather in different streams in their life, whether they are in the legal profession as advocates or as teachers, as part of the community in the social field or in other streams, say for example, services, because there are several services where lawyers are required. Say for example, the case of the judicial service, then lawyers are required in the army, the armed forces, and even the corporate sector, which has come up of late. And therefore, the endeavor of the USLR has been to provide different subjects on which legal education can be provided. Say, for instance, now we have competition law. For that, we have to be particular in providing with knowledge and skills as to how to involve themselves in competition law. We have cyber laws and other systems of laws. Say, for example, with increasing trade laws have come into play, then intellectual property rights. These are some of the instances where USLR has been taking a lead, not only through inculcation in the classrooms, but beyond. And when I say beyond, we mean that how in the practical sphere we can provide training to the law students. For instance, as mandated by the Bar Council of India, we have the internship course where students are required to get themselves trained in the chambers of lawyers, judges, in the courts and different institutions. Maybe the legislature, the judiciary, and in the executive branches as well. So this is in brief the avenues that we can offer or we have been offering to the students. Then we have the aspect of the mobile legal clinics. Then we have the clinical legal education, which is very important and which can really provide a lot of information and as well as substance among the young individuals who come to the school for their career. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for beautifully expressed legal importance of education in India and mostly in USLR, USTM. So, sir, can you tell us about the whole course of law in USTM? As we all know, many students take admission here only because of you, because we often heard that Professor Rajkhoya sir is here, so many students come here. So I would like to ask you this question about the whole program. What is BA LLB? What is BBA LLB, LLB and the LLM? So sir, can you tell us something about the course?
It's a very relevant question that you have posed, because here when one intends to come to study law, what are the things that we offer or what are the courses that we offer? It is an undergraduate program that is being offered, a postgraduate program is being offered, as well as research program is being offered. All these three, if a person comes, if a young student comes here, he or she can start with the undergraduate program, which again may be under the integrated course, offering BA LLB or BBA LLB, and in certain cases BCom LLB and BSc LLB. Of course, being a new institution, we are expanding, and in course of time, we'd like to offer BSc LLB, BCom LLB, etc. And now, you'll be happy to know that we are tying up with different institutions, including national law schools and the institutes of technology, whereby we are trying to offer some exchange programs amongst the faculty and the students as well. Now, coming back to the undergraduate program, when we speak of LLB, here it is a 3-year course that is being offered. So there are two streams. One is the integrated course, which is a 5 years duration. The other is of LLB, that is who can enroll themselves after graduation. And here, so far the first few years happen to be concerned, the first 2 years, it is separate because a lot of subjects related to arts or business administration are being taught. From the third year, law is being emphasized much more, and it leads to the degree of either BA LLB, BCom LLB, BBA LLB, or for that matter, LLB as such. Coming to the LLM course. LLM course is being, so far it was being provided under the aegis of the Bar Council of India, because LLM is being considered as an academic degree in contrast to LLB, which is a professional degree. Now LLM has different disciplines in the sense that we have specializations, and the students are offered a lot of research facilities at USTM. And beyond LLM, those who intend to undertake further studies, basically research, they go in for a PhD program which is being offered since the past 2 years. And here we are happy to inform you that there are a number of scholars who have taken up very important areas for research work, particularly in the context of the Northeast. Traditional laws, customary laws, mineral laws, that is underground laws, rivers, lakes, whatever water systems are there, these offer a wide opportunity for research in areas which have not been focused in other areas. So through such research, students and scholars, I mean when I say students, LLM students as well, they can offer a lot by way of innovative exercises so that they can bring out something new to the arena of legal education as well as legal research. Here research is important because here what we are focusing upon is not only about the basic benchmark, but in doing so we are also stressing upon building a dedicated team of teachers who can contribute, and this is particularly the hallmark of this institution, that the institution has been trying to build up a dedicated team of teachers who can involve themselves and who can contribute or lead in the field of research and publications, which the University Grants Commission in India and overall in the context of the international scenario, which is considered very important, because publication and research are the hallmark of any university, and we, being alive to that responsibility, we have been striving to provide for such activities as well. Now, so far coming to your basic question with regard to the subjects, of course, providing this stream ensures that those who have had commerce background or those who want to study BBA, they can take up this study through the integrated program, because as emphasized by the Bar Council of India, it leads to 2 degrees. Most of the universities provide 2 certificates, one for the BBA or BCom or BA and the other for the LLB. So if someone for some reason decides not to pursue the course, then he or she is left with a degree which would come or would become beneficial in the course of his or her future career.
Thank you so much, sir, for simply defining all the courses of USLR USTM. Now, sir, I would like to ask you the last question and the most important question, that is why USTM? Because most of the parents are Google nowadays, they're very conscious about where to send our kids for to shape their career. So what do you think, sir? What makes the law department of USTM different from others?
This is a very relevant question that you have posed. Why USTM or why USLR? We have to understand that parents as well as the students and their, in case of the guardians, they would very much be interested to see what is an offer, how one can shape up their career while going in for higher studies in law. When I say higher studies, both I mean LLB and LLM and beyond. So far, LLB is concerned, whether it is LLB or integrated course, what is it that attracts students to University School of Law? There are certain things that we need to bear in mind, or these we have borne in mind. We here stress much on the learning outcomes. It is not that a student comes here, enrolls himself or herself, completes 3 years or 5 years, as the case may be, passes out with a certificate, and then it is for him or her to fend for himself or herself. Here, certain specific aspects are taken care of. Basically, the learning outcomes, the knowledge, the skills, and attitude of a lawyer should be reflected in a student as he or she passes out or graduates from the USLR and USTM. Now, when we speak of the outcomes, how do we stress on the outcomes? It is true, different aspects. Say, for example, learning should be not only very bookish, but it should be practically oriented, and it should be enjoyable. So, and at the same time, we should inculcate in them the traits, as I mentioned earlier, the legal aid clinic, or clinical legal education, or the mobile clinics, or for that matter, application of law in various situations. Say, for example, health law, sports law. These are certain things that we normally do not take into account. But here, we look into such aspects. This is only indicative that here we look into such aspects. Secondly, when we speak of the faculty, stress is laid on qualitative building of the faculties. The quality of the faculties happen to be very important, because when we train up the faculties, we should ensure that they learn, they have the urge to learn, they have the urge to expand their knowledge, interact with the students in a constructive manner. They have to take a holistic approach, and then the talent search is very important. Here, when I speak of talent, the harvesting of talent, I mean both the students as well as the teachers. Now, USTM has got certain special to offer in that it is second to none when it comes to the qualitative teaching and environment, which is the ambience that makes learning effective. And moreover, the products or those who have passed out are a reflection on the nature of the experience that they gained in their student days. Many avenues are there other than the classes, as for example, various training programs are organized so that they are given special emphasis, or they are exposed to some vocational programs, the value-added courses, as for instance, an environment on health, on the new programs that are being undertaken, new policies of the government, which normally are not structured in the course curriculum. But then these are being provided by way of value-added courses so that the students gain an understanding of the basic aspects of these particular programs. Similarly, the moot court is being taken up in a very lively manner, building up cases, case studies, and Another aspect is that of the library. When you speak of education, library is the heart of an educational institution. It is not only having a library, but ensuring that students have the opportunity to go to the library to utilize the resources in the form of the journals, which are very important with regard to legal education. And then they have, beyond the library, they have other facilities so that they can learn many qualities or imbibe many qualities through the learning process. Finally, I would like to state that USTM has taken special care of the student community. So it is alive to the situation that those who may be unable to enroll themselves because of pecuniary considerations, for them, the fee has been provided in a very reasonable manner. And secondly, there is an avenue or a scope for scholarship in the sense that not money is not being paid, but then there are certain relaxations, or students are encouraged, if they are unable financially to enroll themselves, with certain fee concessions or waivers. And this is something very important, because students who belong to students who are qualitatively much better, bright students, sometimes may be left out, and this is being taken care of by the university through assistance in various forms, including hostel support. So we believe that all these positive attributes that USTM provides would encourage students to enroll themselves, would guide the parents in their decision making, and also they can look upon, or they can see as to how the products which are there, that is the students which have passed out, have placed themselves in a good position in the society, whether in the bench, the bar, the corporate sector, the sports arena, the NGOs, the civil services, at all. So these are some of the things that we are taking care of, and we believe that these will help the students who enroll themselves at USMR for the progression in life, so that they can contribute to the society, the states, the region, and the country. Thank you.
So I would like to thank Sir for coming to our podcast. I hope all the doubts are clear in the students' mind who have query regarding the courses of USLR, USTM. If you have any doubt regarding any courses of USTM, you can just Google our website, that is www.ustm.ac.in. Thank you so much.